Hello. This video is a continuation of what were speaking about in the previous video that says no, no, no technology and shape of my body, part 2, 6. Yeah. So here's 5, part 2, 6. So that's the title of the previous video. And what we covered there to an extent is about as a hole in the ground. Yeah. Administrative statistical system. And particularly that this dot is like the core of Earth, where the whole thing is like a sphere like Earth, and the core of Earth. Yeah, this dot is like the core of Earth. And there are many layers between the surface that we are standing on and the core of Earth. Yeah, many layers. And inside the core, for a point of reference, no idea what's in the core of Earth, like actual core of Earth. But it's been holding us all up really firm. So it's just point of reference. Now, in my idea of this dot, yeah, core, is at least 3 layers. For a point of reference, let's just say 3. Yeah. At the center is kind of N. And N is like a whole set of nice, simple basics. Yeah. Let's just call it nothing. Nothing at the heart of everything. Let's just say you can't see the N because it's very simple, but many complex. Yeah. A lot of complexes. And this N, like here, N, is connected with everything that is O, where O is also, it's like this big ocean. You can't see all that there is. You can't like put a representation picture and all of that to say all that there is. Yeah. So this whole thing is like, well, all that there is, everything. And this N is like nothing. So like nothing is at the heart of everything. Okay. So you can't really put it in a pictorial representation, but we have N and O to simply represent that. Yeah. Now, it just makes it easier. And then me, small m, small a, is sitting on N. Yeah. That's like, we each of us have a me, like an experiencer of life within all our different identities and personas and everything. And we have our own tails tucked inside our body. Yeah. And that tail got tucked inside our body over many cycles of evolution. For example, we've been told to evolve from monkeys. The idea of Hanuman, and Hanuman setting Sri Lanka on fire by setting his tail on fire. Yeah. It's also talking about it's taken a long time for that tail to get tucked inside a human body, and it sometimes causes constipation because the tail is sometimes on fire. We are always sometimes sitting on that tail, and it makes our um, bums sometimes get even hemorrhoids, yeah, or bleeding and all those kinds of things. So we need to sometimes detoxify or relieve the constipation and all that. And when our gut is not functioning as well, like constipation or diarrhea, then our brain's not functioning as well. Yeah. So when the tail is on not so healthy as it needs to be, even though it's nicely tucked inside our body, could affect our everyday life. Yeah. And our daily interactions and our state of wellness. So me has the tail touching nothing in particular. So let's call that Muladhara. Yeah. Nothing is like the Muladhara. Maybe kind of Muladhara in the sense the tail is hanging on particularly nothing. It's like a pelvic bone. Yeah. We have a sacred bone. It's got like 5 parts to it. And below it is our tailbone. Yeah. And the tailbone is kind of hanging in the pelvic girdle, not particularly touching anything underneath. So it's like hanging on nothing. Yeah. So similarly, me's tail is touching nothing. You can't see that because it's kind of like shaking just there. It's there inside. And it better be free, otherwise our brain gets frozen. Yeah, not functioning as well. So the tail being free is nice. So we have a part of a body that's free to wag the tail, just like a tongue has no bone, but it's sitting on a bone, so it's connected to a bone. A tailbone itself is free. Yeah. Now, so me has a tail touching nothing in particular. Yeah. And nothing is a lot of simples. Yeah. We will come to that. But first we got to kind of get a little more details on the shape of my body. So then it becomes easier for you to then get to the next simpler bit. First, we kind of get a little bit of the complex, and then it becomes easier to zoom in to what is more simple. Yeah. Otherwise, if I simply just tell you the simple, you may be a little lost. Yeah. And where does this come from? So a little bit zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, simple. Yeah. Now, on the me, small m, small e, is capital M, small a. And this is again inside the core. Yeah. That is this dot. Yeah. So this may be getting a little confusing. So I'm going to remove these extra layers. These extra layers is outside the dot. Like if I draw lines here, that would be those extra lines. So I'm going to remove this off. So it becomes easier for you to see this. And then we will touch upon some more complex, but it's this complex is a little more simpler. You see your life in a perspective that is already there, like knowing there's a clock and it predictably goes around 24 hours. It's representing that you have 24 hours in a day. Yeah. So it's something like that, what you can reliably depend upon. Yeah. So once you can see what has already been there for you to connect with, it becomes easier for you to live your life from, excuse me, oh, this is there. So now let's look at what we have not been able to look at because we didn't know what is already there. And it is stable and functioning, and you don't have to figure out all of that. It's already been there. Yeah. Life becomes easier, simpler. You can breathe healthier naturally. And then look at what you haven't been able to look at before. Okay. It gets, once I explain this, it becomes easier for you to understand what I mean. Yeah. Because then you'll have an experience of it. Yeah. Now, okay, so I'll remove these layers and then I'll put them on. So it becomes easier for you to know what these layers are, what their names are. Yeah. Now, me, so N, me's, small m, small e, sitting on N, capital M, small e, sitting on small m, small e. Yeah. Kind of. It's more like a representation, but actually they are all connected. That is, when the differences between them are sorted out, then it's all fine. Yeah. And there are ways by which to sort out the differences. And what are all these three? It becomes easier. We will zoom into that bit in today's video. But first, we will kind of, or maybe I will take this part for the next video. In today's, okay, in this video, I'll cover the layers here and then give you some time to so-called process it. And then we will zoom into this bit, yeah, the MI bit. So the dot, I call the dot as MI or meristem intelligence. Yeah. It's like ground zero. Yeah. It's like our body is standing, when we are standing up, our feet is on one point. It's not like, 1 feet in one place and another feet in another place. Both is standing on one point. So this is like on point. So there's a stable ground that I call as me or my world. Yeah. So this is my world, me standing on point, and then I got my world like that. So it's like a stable ground, like earth. Yeah. Stable, firm there. Terra firma. Yeah. So this dot is like that. Okay. Ballet dancers, they say on point. Yeah, you're standing on a point like that. And then you can turn out nice. Yeah, because it's stable ground, and then you can confidently stand up that way. Now, that's me. Yeah. So this line I've represented as like a small little cross section of this dot, of this sphere. Yeah. So me is this MI. So you can pronounce the small m small e is also me. Capital M small e is also me. Capital M capital I is also me. You could also pronounce it as my or me. So it's me and my world. I, me, mine. Yeah. It just sounds all similar. So it makes it easier for you to, or remember, kind of connect with these words. Yeah. So when you say mistake, yeah. So you could say, okay, you're also involved in it. It's not just something that happened out there without you having any role or part in it. So it becomes easier for you to see, oh, I'm also part of this. So you can do something that happened out there, or it didn't just happen out there. You're not having any control over it. You can make a small change so that that mistake is not going to remain mistake and cause trouble, but you can do something so you can rectify it. Yeah, that's like that. Or mistake or misunderstanding or what have you. Yeah, we'll come to that. Or when you say mess, yeah, there's a me in it. Then you have an SS. Yeah, we'll come to all those words. You're part of all of that. Yeah, it becomes life is not just happening out there somehow. Yeah, you can make a difference when you do the right things. Things turn around for the better. Yeah. So and then you'll have less dis-ease. With living a life or about being healthy, wealthy, wise, or that way. Yeah. Okay. So now I'm going to remove this. Yeah. And show you the layers of my world where I'm going to do that here. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm just putting this, it's like an enlarged picture of this one. Yeah. So there's a dot here. And when I say my world, MY, it's like the Y is standing for why are you related with subjects and objects and things and well, just about all that there is. Yeah, there are different kinds of relationship with the land and with the God and what have you. Yeah, people and things and all those things. So because we also have a relationship with the God and devil, I've kind of put a round here. So the dot has a relationship with this round, all that there is. So it's not just out there. So okay, so everything in between you and God or the devil, yeah, we will kind of layer it out here. Yeah. So there is some sort of a representation for all that. Yeah. So between the dot, which is named as me or MI, so it's my world. Yeah. There are 10 layers. Okay. The first layer, I'm putting it as a circle. I call it as I. Okay. I. I, me, my. Okay. Let's come to that. I. The second one, I'm calling as mine. M-I-N-E. Mine. So, oh, you can't see from here. Okay. I have to draw it big now. 1 minute. Let me do that. So I just remove the tail there. Okay, well, let's see. I'm going to do that. Okay, so you have a dot. Okay. And then the first layer is I. Okay. Can you see that? Oh dear, it's all small. Okay. We'll make it bigger. Second is mine. You can't see? Oh dear. I'll have to change the format. But it's fun with the board and all that. Best use of available resources. Have I appropriately used available technology by which to present the paper? Okay, so I will do that. Make use of available resources. So technology is there. So okay. Now, that's also how paper presentation competitions are assessed. Yeah. Yeah. I gotta get better at my presentation. All right. Including my appearance and background. We will get there. First, that's it. First do the necessary, then do what is possible. Soon you'll be doing the impossible. Yeah. So we'll do the necessary bit and we'll keep improving on it. Okay, then you have I and then mine. Okay, in my I, mine, UI. It's like user interface. Yeah. But it's actually, you can pronounce it as UI, like you and I, but instead of putting an and in between, you're just saying UI. Yeah. Why are UI connected? Kind of like UI, user interface is one way to look at it. I used to call this UI as God, so I didn't have to be limited with any kind of religion. Yeah, that way it's always an interaction between me and this character called God. Yeah, and I didn't want to give it any name or any religion, or because I would fight. Yeah, so this was like a safe name until I discovered, oh, there's one more layer. There are so many other. Okay, yeah. So I guess it's how many years of research and development. Yeah, finding my relationship with life in a way that I'm not fighting. Yeah, more in agreement with life. We will come to all of that now. UI, the next layer I'm putting here is you. Simple, you see? It's just simple. And you can put this as YOUI. UI makes it easier for you to remember, oh, user interface. Yeah. There are multiple um, ease with which, ease of use from this model. So you'll come to see. So we're also dealing with artificial intelligence and all of that. So this kind of covers all those bases. And it's also an accommodatable one. So if there is something new coming up, we can adjust from within this um, schema, like a base. Yeah. Okay, now you. The next one I call as yours. Yeah. YOURS. Yours. Okay. Now I'm going to have to remove this and then make it smaller to accommodate content on this. So you're watching this, you can go back and forth on the video, so it becomes easier. Now, uh, okay. You know, best use of available resources. Okay, I'm gonna have to do circles after circle and then reduce it and then use technology to make it okay. Takes a little more editing and all of that stuff. It's taken a lot of time for technology to form and then us talking and then making this available. And okay. Okay, now, so mine, UI, you, yeah, I, yours, yeah, us, yeah. So us, you and us. So me, I, mine, UI, you, yours, us. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's one more here. Yeah. Now us, ours. O-U-R-S, ours. And then we. Now this order could change because as we zoom into these different layers, you see how there's a certain dynamism between this. Yeah. Right now, let's get the names. And then as we're zooming in, it becomes easier to see. It's a dynamic model. Yeah. Us, ours, we. We is the next layer. And then we. Yeah. So that is me plus we. We. Like UI is you plus I. Yeah. So instead of putting it all with a plus or an and all that, just UI. Yeah. And we have me plus we. Yeah. Because otherwise we kind of keep a certain difference between, like as though I am me is not part of the we. And then we say we, but the me gets lost in all of that. We have a lot of I and all that. But within the different identities, there is a me, an experiencer, who is also in connection with that. So say we are feeling more one with nature, but there is not one word, for example, to say how the microcosm and the macrocosm is related. So this word we kind of supplies to that need, yeah, to see how the microcosm and macrocosm is related, or how we feel more Stephen Covey's eighth principle, where you a person is like a not just an employee, but is like a representative of the organization wherever they are going. So they are like an asset to a company. So this we gives a certain ownership by which they can stand in and express their views from being so intricately, intimately related with the organization, as though Stephen Covey's eighth principle. Yeah, so it's like a word for that there. So 10 layers. I, mine, UI, you, yours, us, ours, we. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 layers. And inside the dot is small m, small e, capital M, small e. And the dot is named mi. So me, mi, has 3 kinds. Small m, small e, capital M, small e, capital M, capital I. Then after that is I. After me is I. Yeah. So inside our different identities is me. And me has 3 layers. Yeah. And the me, all the me's, are sitting on nothing. So all the 3 layers of me, yeah, all the 3 layers of me is sitting on nothing. So small m, small e is sitting on n. Capital M, small e is also sitting on n. And capital M, capital I is also sitting on n. It's not, they're sitting on nothing. They all have related tails. So they're all me. And me has a tail nicely touching nothing in particular, because it's like the tailbone is hanging on nothing in particular. So N kind of makes it easier. So discovering your ass from a hole in the ground, where our tailbone is kind of hanging on nothing in particular, yeah, and keeping this as center of gravity fine, yeah. So discovering our ass from a hole in the ground, our tail is free, yeah. You can breathe easier nicely when you're not having a tail on fire. Yeah. Now, how to do that? We will get the nothing bit a little more. But first, we'll have to study the relationship of small m and small e with n, nothing in particular. And then this bit, like zooming into the dot, is what we're going to cover in the next video. Yeah. So we'll pause for now. Just take a moment to kind of get your head around this. No, I'm not named everything together. Let's say, okay, me, I, mine, okay, UI, you, yeah, yours. So you have it all kind of listed here. That is if you can see anything. But okay, you'd have to zoom, but we'll develop a better format. But you have an idea. You can begin to rest your bum with, okay, there is a schema that you can put your life ideas into a certain schema. So you begin to start breathing healthy naturally. Yeah. And then we'll keep making it better. Yeah. Nek kaam mein deri kaisi? Like, why wait to do a good thing? Yeah. When we can, it may not be perfect, but it's still something to begin living life by at least considering. So maybe our brain's going to be functioning a little more easier. Yeah. Okay. Now, so this forms my body, where my, the dot, the me has a relationship with these 10 layers with a why or a reason for being related with any of these 10 names to begin with. Let's just call them as names. Me has a relationship with I. Why do me have a relationship with I? Me has a relationship with mine, like my house, my people, my things, my activities, my education things, my projects, my things, mine, my parents, my brothers, sisters, mine things. Yeah, these are all mine things. You give a baby some food, it's all mine. Yeah. Okay. So me's relationship with mine. Why does me have a relationship with my things or mine things, subjects, etc.? Me has a relationship with UI or user interface. For example, we have screens. We have, when we say I love you, yeah? Why do me love you? Or I have an identity. I have a relationship with I, and then I has a relationship with you. And if it's hopefully love, why do I love you? Now, you could be a cat, could be a plant, it could be a person, it could be parents, it could be friends. You could be just about anybody there. Yeah. So, depending on your relationship with the idea of you. Yeah. So, me, so UI. So, why does me have a relationship with UI? Okay. I know I told you it's a large language model. Now, me has a relationship with you. So, there's a UI. Okay. And there's a relationship with you. Why does me have a relationship with you? Identity has a relationship with you. But why do me have a relationship with you? It's like we have layers, like veils. So there's like an identity having a relationship with you. It's like there's a good reason why I'm related with you, but what's the real reason why you're related with somebody? Okay? Like that. Now, me has a relationship with yours, like your family, your things. Otherwise, it's all mine until you move that side and it's all mine. You're not getting it back. Yeah, so it could be that. Or it's just that I'm holding the space for you. Yeah, it's like a friend holding a light. So you may or may not have forgotten how are you related with everything, but I'm holding space for you. And then again, when you look at this light, oh, this is how I'm related to everything. So you're not lost. And when you see this light, you're again found. So that's also how friends hold up light, yeah? To remind you of, hey, we here there, yeah? That way. So there are many versions to it. So me's relationship with yours, you and your life, kind of. Yeah, yours, your people, that way. So that's also how you develop a support system. Yeah. So how many people are related with your stuff and how much do you share your stuff with people around you and how safe do you feel? What kind of a support system? What kind of an experience of friendship do you have? Not just friendship, it could also be your extended family, for example. Okay. Now, me's relationship with us. We say community, nation, continent, people on planet Earth, us. That sense of that word us. Yeah. Then me's relationship with ours, like there's a park, yeah, or there is the streets, and you eat your stuff and throw the garbage out there. So what's your relationship with ours? We're all sharing the same planet. You could launch satellites up there and leave them to just like garbage. Yeah. So how's the relationship with us? Okay. Me's relationship with we. We the people. We are the world. We are the children. Yeah. So me's relationship with the sense of we. Yeah. And how big is your sense of we? We is my family, my friends, my community, my religion. Everybody else do not exist. Or, so how big is your we? How much is your humanity across boundaries? Yeah, that way. And me's relationship with we. Are you, do you consider yourself to be an earth citizen? Or is it just, I'm a citizen of India, I'm a citizen of America, I'm a citizen of this region, locality, and of this language? Yeah. But everybody else can, they're there, we here. Yeah. And when we say hello, I will look at you. I don't know if I should kick you or I should lick you. Yeah. So that could be always the case. So there's also saying that we're all from the same planet. Yeah. Does it sound like there is this, it's a strange thought, interesting thought. I've never heard about it because I've been busy with my own little world and stuff. Yeah. So it could be that strange, or it could be, yeah, given that we're all connected. So what's new about it? Yeah. So it could be so, this is how you live your life until I present it to, oh, there are people who think otherwise too. So there are things we know and there are things we don't know about. Yeah. So me's relationship with me, capital M, capital W, E, which means there could also be the small m, small w, and E. Yeah. So there's many possibilities here where you can accommodate, but it kind of gives you a schema of things there where you can then put information and then examine your relationship with all of that. And then outside this circle, there is some more shapes and sizes. We kind of say like the Sri Chakra, but excuse me, there is 10 here. I don't know if Sri Chakra has 10 there. Yeah. And outside this, let's say it has, we will cover that another time. You're not too much of a complex. I've been tending to think 36, but there's more than that. I mean, it gets simpler, but it's when we say all that there is some complexity. We will cover that when we are more ready for it. But first, let's discover our ass from a hole in the ground. Yeah. The stuff inside the dot. Because that's where me, my life, is having a tail that's free enough to be. Otherwise, our tail's on fire. And our why, our why for being in existence gets a little iffy. Yeah. And then you have inflammation all around. Yeah. Your life and with everybody. And then you're having diseases because your relationship with everything is, inflamed. Yeah. And there are 6 signs of inflammation. And there are also signs for health. So first, we will cover the basics for the nice, it's all fine and simple. And then you discover your tail, which is not on fire. Yeah. So we get our why all simple and fine and cool and beautiful, because beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. You know, the I identity, the identity I is all inflamed and it's all clouded by preconceived notions. And you cannot really see clearly because they're all up to me. And why do they do that to me? And your relationship with life is not so beautiful. So beauty also lies in the eyes of the beholder. Yeah. So let's hold our life for beautifully. Yeah. So I'm going to pause now. And then I'll make another one, zooming in to the dot. Yeah. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this has been of value to you.